Now on our first date, you and me are thrifty, so go all you can eat. Fill up your bag and I fill up your plate. We talk for hours and hours about the sweet and the sour and how your family's doing okay. And even getting a taxi, listen the backseat, tell the driver make the radio play. And I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. But when my heart is falling too, I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room. Now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with your body. I'm gonna find it this way. I'm never gonna break. I'm never gonna break my heart. And if you find it this way, you're never gonna be. I'm never gonna be alone. Alone, alone, alone. You're gonna run away from this storm. You'll be ashamed forever and ever. You gotta come and lay it all down, because you can face whatever the weather. And you'll see these arms are open, and you are gonna feel this love that's spoken to me, spoken to me. I'm gonna find it this way. I'm never gonna break my bones. And if you find it this way, you're never gonna be, I'm never gonna be alone. You think you've done a little too much. You need to see the potential in this heart. There'll never be the problem so tough. You can always run back to the start, where you see these arms are open, and you are gonna feel this love that's spoken to me, and you will see these arms.
Welcome, Henri, Huda, and Theo. Welcome to the Andermatt presentation today. I'm just waiting for a few other people to log on. We're going to have Mark all the way from Andermatt log on. So enjoy the music, and we'll get started in the next 2 to 3 minutes. Chat to you guys shortly.
Be mine, never think twice, we'll never be alone. So be mine, never think twice, we'll never be alone. Alone, 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 alone. I'm gonna find it this way. I'm never gonna break never gonna break my bones. And if you find it this way, you're never gonna be, I'm never gonna be alone. And if you find it this way, you're never gonna be, I'm never gonna be alone, gonna be alone. Shown me how to practice trust, because everything you played before me now. I hold on to you. You see me now. I look up to you. I'm holding on. When you speak like yesterday, I'm holding on. And all of this pride will be pushed to the side because I look to you, I'm holding on. People try to run, but I have so much fight.
Hi there, guys. We're just waiting for Mark to connect and we'll get started.
So strong. And when I see your heart, you show me how to hold on to you. You see me now, and I look up to you. I'm holding on. When you speak like yesterday, I'm holding on. And all of this pride will be pushed to the side because I look to you, I'm holding on. You see me now. You call me out. You call me now. I'm holding on. When you speak like yesterday, I'm holding on. All of this pride will be pushed to the side because I look to you, I'm holding on.
Hi there, guys. So a huge warm welcome to this evening to the Andermatt Swiss Alps. I see we've got Mark in the room, so huge welcome to everyone. We really excited to be doing a few of these. This is one of many live webinars. Next week we're going to be doing a first-time home buyers and investors seminar. So this is Andermatt Swiss Alps, and a huge warm welcome to Henri, Huda, Mark, and Theo. We should have, we had about 10 people registered for this evening, so we might have a few other clients that logs in a little bit later. Good evening, Mark, all the way from Andermatt Swiss Alps. Can you hear me all right? I just wanted to do a systems check before I get started with introduction.
Yes, hello everyone. Now it works. Sorry for the delay.
No problem. All good. Huge warm welcome. Mark, I'm just going to put your microphone off for now, and we'll get started. So yeah, guys, huge warm welcome. For me, it's really exciting to present Andermatt Swiss Alps. As you know, if you don't know who we are, Realtor Excellence, we've been around since 1976. Myself, Toni, and Lee have been selling and specializing in developments for the last 22 years. We got a team of 80 agents here in Cape Town, and we've got a very strong development team. And our core focus is to select the top investment developments in South Africa and all over the world. And it's been very exciting to be working with Mark Fugue all the way from Andermatt Swiss Alps. And we're very excited. We launched in November at the Radisson Blu in the waterfront, and in just under 5 weeks, we're going to be taking a few of our clients to Andermatt, Switzerland, to actually experience the ski resort. We're going to be skiing for 10 days and experiencing the village and the lifestyle, and having a look at the properties and what it has to offer. So we're really excited. But a lot of people ask me, Tony, why Switzerland? And for me, it is a little bit of a personal portion, being my dad being Swiss and going to Switzerland often. I lived in Switzerland for 2 years. I know the economy, I know the people, I know how the Swiss are, and I know how they think. And if you compare Switzerland to the whole of Europe, it is the most secure economy. And the biggest reason for that is they've got a very, very strong middle class. So, in South Africa, we have our own challenges at the moment. And if you look at what's happened with the rand and politically, it is a good thing to diversify. And today is not a presentation of how I say how bad South Africa. That's not the point at all. South Africa is beautiful. I live here. I'm going to carry on living here, but I look at and look at having all my investments in South Africa, and it is the right thing to do to have a diversified portfolio. If you look at all the top investors all over the world, it's diversified portfolio. So in property, we look at the best potential for our clients, and where they can get the best growth, but it's safe at the same time. And we see Switzerland as a very big opportunity because what is happening with Brexit, where is safe? What's happening with the UK and Brexit in Europe? I think that Europe economy is known. There's no sure thing. In America, with Trump leading, there's uncertainties. If you look what's happening in the East and China, so where do you put your money? So, as South Africans, if you own a lot of residential property, you own commercial property, we're telling our clients, I'm doing it myself, we're doing it with our friends and family, need to diversify your portfolio. And where do you go? So we have identified Switzerland as a strong currency. The economy is strong. It's a neutral country. It's got very few, or it's got no enemies because it is neutral, even though that they've got a very, very, very strong army. And it's definitely, Switzerland is a good place. And if you just look at what the currency has done from 1977 to today. And today the rand is sitting at 14 rand. And not long ago the rand was actually stronger than the Swiss franc. And it's quite simple. We have got a high inflation rate. Our inflation rate sits anything between 5 and 7%, which means that our rand is it's gonna decline, and it's gonna carry on like that consistently. So we know one thing is the rand is going to get weaker against global currency. So where do you put your money? And we see Switzerland as a major destination to be safe and neutral. So that's why we've chosen Switzerland. And Switzerland, you can't, as a foreigner, own property in a lot of the ski resorts in Switzerland. And meeting Mark a few years ago, we've really, I went to go visit there in November last year. I went to go look at the developments and the opportunities, and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, if you take apartments in the waterfront in Cape Town, you pay anything for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment on the waterfront, anything between 70 and 100 million rand. So, Cape Town, we've got properties in that, and we see Andermatt, Swiss Alps as a proper destination where you can invest. It's secure. You've got a guaranteed return without doing anything. Even if you don't speak the language, you've got the Radisson Blue that manages the property for you. But I'm not going to steal Mark's thunder. So I'm going to open the floor on to Mark. He's going to go through a quick presentation of Andermatt, the ski arena, the investment opportunities, the chalets, and to the advantages of the destination. And then I'm going to ask him some questions with regarding to how do you get in, how do you structure it, and we'll talk about finance. So huge warm welcome to Mark. I'm unmuting you so you can, the stage is yours, Mark. So huge warm welcome this evening.
Okay, thank you very much, Tony, for the introduction. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. So I'm going to tell you something about our project, about Andermatt, about the destination, the different investment opportunities. And yeah, let's start, Tony. So about Andermatt. Andermatt is located in the center of Switzerland. It's very easily accessible by air. You fly to Zurich, or you can fly to Milan. You have trains. Public transportation is very well organized in Switzerland, so it's very easy to get to within like 90 minutes from the airports. Yeah. It's located in, like I said, in the heart of Switzerland, on an altitude of 1,450 meters. We have mountains which go up to 3,000 meters, and in here, 10 years ago, the project Andermatt Swiss Alps has started. which consists of 500, roughly 500 apartments, 6 hotels, 28 chalets, transforming the ski arena into the biggest one in central Switzerland. And yes, and we are here 10 years later. A lot of it has already been done. The infrastructure is here, and now it's a very good time to invest, because we see like price increases year over year. All the new buildings have a higher price when we go to market, since this is a really up and coming resort. Yes,
And Mark, it's also the biggest ski resort development in the whole of Europe. Is that right?
exactly. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, the investment volume is approximately 2.2 billion Swiss francs. Most of you know, I mean, the Swiss franc is very close to the dollar. It's a bit stronger than the dollar, so it's quite a big investment.
And
Yes,
then, Mark, if you look at, I mean, one of the things that I love about it is that, it's an all-year destination. A lot of people think of Switzerland. Yes, it's a massive ski arena. I mean, if you want to talk through the ski arena of Sedrun and, how big it is, if you can give us a little bit of your input with regarding to the ski resorts and the links into the Alps.
exactly. Thanks, Tony. So yes, as Tony said, it's a big development. We're changing the whole face of the area. We're transforming it in an all year round destination with golf in summer. We have the best golf course in Switzerland for the third time in a row. It was voted as the best golf course. It's an 18-hole championship golf course. We have the biggest ski arena now with 17 new lifts, 180 kilometers of slopes. Like from the glacier, 3,000 meters up to with black runs for the advanced skiers, to the big beginners area with loads of blue and red runs. New restaurants, 20 new restaurants at the moment. We're extending this year by year. So it's the most modern ski destination in Switzerland.
Mark, so I
Yep.
think for a lot of people that don't know Switzerland and
Yep.
skiing, I think it's one of the most vital parts of a ski resort, that it's actually got a glacier. If it's not high
Exactly.
enough, and they don't, I mean, if you can explain to our clients and followers that what is the difference of a ski resort being lower down and higher up and being linked to a glacier? What is the advantage in your opinion?
Well, now with the whole climate change, global warming, ski arenas, ski destinations which are located below, let's say 15, 1600 meters, are facing huge difficulties. Also, I mean, in the long run, 20 years from now, this is not going to change. The big advantage of Andermatt is we have around 50% of all the runs are above 2000 meters of altitude. So most of the runs, the Gemstock goes up to 3000 meters, the glacier. Schneehühnerstock, the new area, is also 2007 meters, and then this again 2007 meters. So we have 7 months guaranteed of skiing. So the season starts at the end of October, goes until end of May. We have like implemented one of the biggest like artificial snow producing system in Switzerland to make sure we can this is going to stay the same, and we can guarantee loads of skiing time.
So yeah, that's vital, especially for people wanting to invest in. You want as much snow and accessibilities to snow as possible. So that's a very vital point that you make.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, what's very nice about Andermatt, about the town, it's a very small town. Current population of the town is around 1,500 people. We're growing. I mean, it's the new village we're building, which will offer around 3,000 beds, including all the hotels and the apartments, are mainly second homes. But they're not going to be empty because of these rental programs we are offering. It's going to be a lively town, a lively village where you can access, like you can go from point A to the furthest point away by 15 minutes by foot. So you don't need your car. You drive into the new village. huge underground parking facility, and then you have the free ski shuttles to the gondola. It's like maybe 5 minutes walk. They go every day, the free ski buses if you need one. So it's also in terms of location and facilities and infrastructure in the village. It's like top, the best. I mean, can't get any better.
And I think that's the part that I love about it, is that, it doesn't have to be just a winter destination, because as you said, it's voted number one golf course in the whole Switzerland for the last 3 years. And just seeing that golf course with Audi golf carts running around, and having those mountains in the backlog with mountain biking and hiking and the lakes, to be in the Alps, it's a really true all-year destination. And I think that's one of the vital things with a lot of the other resorts, which you guys are trying to be different.
Exactly. I mean, we're within 3 passes: the Gotthard, the Furka, and the Oberalp. We're in the middle between St. Moritz and Zermatt. We have over 250 kilometers of hiking paths and over 500 kilometers of bike trails, bike roads and trails. We have many events in Andermatt, like the Swiss Championships of the bike, mountain bike festivals. We have the new train station, which is getting built, which is the main station of the Glacier Express, the most famous train in Switzerland. Like, it's a perfect way to go down to Lucerne, to Big Lakes, to the Italian part. Everything is reachable by 1 hour by car or by public transportation. So it's very up and coming, and we are adding loads of activities year by year.
Fantastic. Well, we're super exciting to see that. And then, I mean, if you're talking about, you got the old village, the traditional village, you want to talk maybe a little bit about what Andermatt was back in the day. I mean, who's the developer, and what was his vision on turning this town into this amazing destination?
Exactly. Andermatt was like hundreds of years ago. It was like the Silk Road through Europe had to go through Andermatt, because there were no tunnels, no cars. So everybody who wanted to go from the south to the north, or from the north to the south, had to go through Andermatt. So it's a very famous destination. During the Second World War, it was the biggest military fort in Switzerland. And these people, I mean, they all left, that they built the Gotthard tunnel, one of the longest tunnels in the world. So people didn't really have to go through Andermatt anymore. They just took the highway in the tunnel. So in 2006, this Egyptian investor, Sami Sawiris, came to Switzerland and fell in love with the place and said, I'm going to do a resort. They're very experienced. Orascom, it's an Egyptian company. They have huge resorts all over the world. They have big ones in El Gouna in Egypt. They have in Oman. They have like luxury resorts in Serbia, Montenegro. They're planning big resorts, like big projects in the UK as well. So they're very experienced. And he said, I want to transform this village, this charming village. I want to renew it and make it, bring it up to the top, like 3 destinations in Switzerland. Small but very a premium resort.
Fantastic. It's always good to know the history, and I mean, to have that vision now, and to see the buildings and the apartments that have been done. It's not like, I've been to Zermatt, I've been to the major ski resorts all over the world, and what I love about it is that same thing. It's not going to be a massive. A lot of people say, Tony, is it going to be another massive development? And no, it's not. It's only whatever they've got there now to develop. That's what it is, and it can't get any bigger. I think that's the real beauty of it, I think.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then, Mark, I mean, if you talk through the investment opportunities, what is the unique advantages with regarding to the exempt from Lex Cola? If you can just go through that, with regarding to what are the advantages of buying in Andermatt?
Yeah. So normally in Switzerland, selling or purchasing property for foreigners is very limited, and it's almost impossible. So Andermatt, when we started this project, we had big help from different politicians, and the government granted us the exclusion of these very strict laws. So Andermatt is the only project in Switzerland, or the only only option, the only possibility in Switzerland to purchase real estate without restrictions. So we have a very international clientele. You can come here, you can buy an apartment, you can have you can buy it as your domicile, as your first place of residence, as a second home. There's like no minimum holding durations. You can sell it, you can buy it on a Monday, you can sell it the next day. You don't need any permit at all. So this is very, very unique with Andermatt. Also in Switzerland, we have in 2012 there was a vote which limits the amount of second homes in any given destination to 20% compared to first place of residences. And this project was approved before, shortly before, so it's also fully excluded. And that's this is very unique. This is like the only place in Switzerland where this has happened.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're looking at investing in Switzerland, they did that because they didn't want too many foreign or too many investors, which means that it, becomes quiet in that. So it's a really great opportunity because of that, that the market is not flooded with too many developments like this. That's this is like almost like a one of a kind. So that's, I think, is a very vital point.
Exactly, and like I said, it's very easy. There's no restrictions. We already have 6 or 7 South Africans who own property with us. Some of them had bought, like the first one has bought like 6 years ago, has bought 2 other properties in the last 2 years because he's seeing the advantages and the unique opportunity here, and they're all very happy.
Fantastic. I mean, if you're looking at the one thing in buying as a foreigner, that's a big plus. But there's also great tax benefits.
Exactly. So the canton of Uri has very low income taxes. So once you like buy a property, give it into the rental pool, the income tax what you have to pay on it is like on the lowest 3 income tax rates in Switzerland. Also, like capital gains tax is very low compared to other cantons. You can any given entity can buy property within our project. So this can be a trust from the Caymans, can be LLC from South Africa. You can come here, you can found a company in a local one, and then the company can buy this the property, and you can it's all options are open. There's no limitations. And also another advantage is Swiss banks. They're very happy to give mortgages to South Africans. That's also very special. And banks are providing mortgages of around 60% of the price for very low interest rates. So currently 5-year fixed interest rates are around 1% interest per year. So
Every time I hear that, I go, that's just unbelievable. Because in South Africa, as the guys who are online today know, I mean, we're paying 10.5%. I mean, 10.5% over 20 years. And I mean, Mark, you've also got the option to go a little bit longer. So, I mean, if you want to go 10 to 15 years, what sort of percentage would you be looking at?
10-year currently is around 1.4%, 15 years probably like 1.7%. There's also the LIBOR, so you have also cheaper options. 0.8% is possible as well. So yeah, it's very attractive compared to the South African interest rates for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at like one, and we'll get into that now with regarding to the units which is available to buy. I mean, if you're taking a 6% bond, whatever your repayment is, your income is going to cover that plus more. So I mean, when you're at these low interest rates, it just is so effective.
And also what we shouldn't forget is one thing is like the year-over-year return from the rent, which is a part, in my opinion, it's a small part, because the big part, the interesting part is the capital gain of the property over the coming years. Because this project, what's important is limited. So only this project is excluded from this law. We have, there was like a big plan. The master plan was approved. We can't do any changes. We can't just say we're going to build these 500 apartments, and then as soon as this sold out, we're going to rezone the plot next to it and going to build 1,000 apartments. So since this is a very low, it's a very small offer compared to the global demand. to the global market, which is able to buy the property. It's very interesting. If you want to like buy this, you want to sell it in 5 or 10 years, you can expect. I mean, what we see right now is at least a 3 to 4% increase in price year over year.
3%, yeah, 100%. And if you take your let's say 3% capital growth, and you're taking your 3% net return,
Exactly.
if you take a strong currency, and then you've got a deflation of the rand, let's say of between 5 and 7%, you're talking figures in a global currency, which is one of the strongest in the world. So yeah, that's what is really, really exciting.
Exactly. Also, I mean, also what's happening with the euro, the European Union. I mean, we can expect that the Swiss franc will gain even more. I mean, right now we're doing everything. The Swiss bank is doing everything to keep to weaken the franc as much as possible. But at some point, there's probably nothing we can do anymore.
No,
So
100%.
the Swiss franc is very stable. Yeah.
And then Mark, I mean, which was really special is, if you talk about the Jetty Hotel, which is just like what's one of the most beautiful hotels I've ever visited, and the Radisson Blue Andermatt, which opened now the end of last year. Give us a little bit of a rundown on that, on your thoughts with regarding to what that has done to the Andermatt.
Exactly. So the Jetty Andermatt has been voted as the best hotel in Switzerland 2017. 2018, now it's the best resort hotel, best resort in the mountains. It's a 5-star superior hotel. So really building costs for 300 million for 120 rooms. So it's really, I mean, it can't get any better. We have different top restaurants. We have a Michelin star Japanese restaurant, a very nice bar, pool, the spa. You can go in there. It's accessible with the day spa. The restaurants you can book as well when you're not a hotel guest. So it's a huge asset to Andermatt, and attracts a big international clientele which didn't come to Andermatt before, or to like Switzerland. So it's a very famous hotel. And then the other hotel, I mean, in the Jetty right now, rates are around 1,200 Swiss francs. The smallest room, 1,200 Swiss francs per night, which is times 15, around 18,000 rand per night. For the smallest room, this goes up to 18,000 Swiss francs per night, which is, 280,000 rand per night.
Yeah,
so really, like, and the top, and these rooms are getting booked, so the hotel is booked out at the moment. Then what just has opened last year, the Radisson Blue, which also offers these Gotthard residences, which are for sale. A 4-star superior hotel, 180 hotel rooms, 100 residences for sale. Very nice, different restaurants, nice bar, pool. Everything you need up here, and we had a very good start. Also, weekends are fully booked now until the end of March, and we're very happy with the addition. So now also this new village has come alive with the Radisson. It's a business hotel, a conference hotel, so we can also guarantee a good occupancies during the off seasons. It also features a concert hall, the biggest one in the Alps, 700 seats, from a very famous London architecture office, which is going to open in May. So we'll have lots of concerts, lots of events already planned for this summer.
I think that's what's so exciting when I visited in November, is that you got the Radisson Blue Hotel, which is world-class hotel, which is well known for obviously its management and great finishes and service and everything else. But you've got the residences right next door, and that's, I think, where a lot of my clients in South Africa have been looking, because at the end of the day, you can buy in Switzerland. You're buying, you hedging against the rand, number one. Number two, a lot of people are afraid to invest in other countries because of management and culture and language. And you've got an investment that you buy a unit, it belongs to you. The Radisson manages it for you, and you get a 3% net return at the end of the year, and you can still get to use it 28 days of the year. So it's not like there's a lot of projects in South Africa where you can buy a share into something. I just wanted to explain to our clients and followers that that is not this. You buy it, it's yours, and it gets managed for you. So if you want to give a little bit of input on that, Mark.
Exactly. So it's absolutely freehold, which is also unique, for foreigners to acquire property freehold. And these residences which are for sale, we have one beds which start at around 600,000, 650,000 at the moment, the cheapest unit available, up to a three-bedroom penthouse for 5 million francs in the Gotthard residence. So a very wide portfolio in the Gotthard residences. This 3% net you can keep in your Swiss bank account, which you have to open when you get a mortgage. So everything is protected in Switzerland. You don't have to get the money back to South Africa, change into rent. So your asset and your money stays in Switzerland.
So just walk through the process, Mark. I mean, we're bringing clients through there now. Next month, we've got a few clients that it's looking at a few units. If they wanted to buy a unit, let's say at 600,000 rand, I mean 600,000 Swiss francs. What
Yep.
is the? Just go through the process. If someone was interested, what would the process be from documents, deposits to how long does transfer take to be registered in the client's name?
Okay, so the process is very quick and easy. Once you located like a unit which you prefer, what you want to buy, there's a reservation agreement which is signed. This is non-binding, but as soon as you have signed this, we will start organizing everything. There's a deposit needed within 10 days of the signing, which is 50,000 Swiss francs. Once we have this deposit, we will order the notary contract, the sales contract, get you in touch with the bank if you need a mortgage, put everything together, and then we'll go to the notary. To the notary, we can go with the power of attorney, so you don't need to physically come to Andermatt to buy it. You're very welcome to come by yourself and sign it and look at everything. And then, so from signing of the reservation agreement until the property is registered in your name, it can be done in 1 week very easily.
1 week. And I mean, it's also important to note that the units are pretty much all the units finished now. I know the hotel opened. What sort of the time frame that all the residents will be 100% complete?
100%. We have some which are built out to like specific designs of the buyer, so that's why it's not fully complete yet at the moment. I would say it's around 80% completed.
Okay, fantastic. And then Mark, I mean, we've got the Goddard residence calculation, yeah.
Mhm.
If you just run this as an example with regarding to year 1, year 2, year 3 of the interest. So, once they pay for unit, if you can just go through it.
Exactly. So here we have an example of a two-bedroom unit, 1.27 million plus the furniture. So they all come fully equipped with all the like dishes, what's in there, all the curtains, an ironing board, a hairdryer, everything is complete. So it's ready to rent out or ready to live in. You just need to bring your bag with the clothes. Here we have this unit, a 2-bed. You see the first 3 year, we have the guaranteed return of 3%. You see the calculation. So you actually get a net of, in this specific property, you get 41,700 Swiss francs every year paid out into your account. This can also be the same account, or it would be practical if you get a mortgage, it goes into the same account, so your mortgage is covered. First 3 years, everything stays the same. After 3 years, it will change into how it effectively is rented out. So in this example, we have after year 4, after year 3, you will have to cover like some homeowners association costs, but the net return is still going up to 3.2%.
And
And
so
year 5,
just to clear it up, so I buy units, I pay the deposit, transfers.
yep,
Radisson Blue basically manages everything. There's no hidden costs. That's what you
yep.
get in the account at the end of the year, and that's it.
Exactly. It's good. It's getting paid out quarterly in advance. Your share. So there's no risk, nothing.
Okay, I think that's
So
the biggest thing that you know us as a company and myself love about it is that yeah, you are in strong currency. You've got a amazing brand, Radisson Blue. You've got a amazing environment that you're in, and then you're still able to use it 28 days. Let's say I wanted to use it more than 28 days. Do you have to give notice on that? Would you be able to increase that part of the contract? Obviously, your yield, your return will be less, but if they let's say they wanted to spend a little bit more time.
exactly, that's also possible. I mean, there will be like a defined price per night if you say, okay, I'm gonna use it more. And it's like it's not an official. It's not like the same rate as if you would be an external guest. There's going to be a reduced rate, which then is just deducted from your fixed income. After year three, there's like no limitation. I mean, you could use it as a second home for six. You could occupy it for 6 months per year, no problem at all.
And
And if you really
Mark,
say, yeah, currently, sorry, just to specify, I mean, right now we have the blockout dates. We have some flexibility on this. So if you say, I mean, right now you can see Christmas, New Year, it's a blockout date. If you say I'm very interested, but I want to stay for like Christmas, New Year's, we'll absolutely find a way to make everybody happy.
perfect. And then, I mean, Mark, I mean, this is what we've recommended to clients because, you know, a lot of our clients are business owners, they're busy, they don't have time to,
Yeah,
you know, manage it. So this is a perfect turnkey solution investment for clients that don't have the time to manage another property, to have something. But I mean, there is other apartments that we have in other blocks that people can buy, which is a little bit cheaper. It still can be managed, but it's not part of the hotel. So maybe if you want to just give that a little rundown with regarding to other opportunities that is maybe coming up that could be of interest as well.
exactly. So the picture you see right now, this is the picture from the Radisson tour. I mean, this is the new Piazza, which has opened the new village square, which provides like a bakery, a chocolate factory, different restaurants, sport shops to rent bikes or skis, etc. This is opened in December as well. So these two buildings, the white one and the red one, are normal multifamily houses which have around 20 apartments in them. From we have like apartments from a studio with 35 square meters for roughly 400,000 Swiss francs up to a five bed for 3 million Swiss francs. We have everything. So the rental program works exactly the same, but the only difference is you don't have a guaranteed return. So it will be what's effectively coming in. That's going to be your share. And
So
there's
that's
also, but there's no usage limitation.
So I mean that's more for people that say, you know what, Switzerland, because it's so central, it's the center
Exactly.
of Europe, you know, people and you know coming through. I mean, we're doing just for the guys and clients that are following us, we're really excited to be taking clients now in 4 weeks to Andermatt for a ski retreat. And in summer, we're going to be doing the same with the mountain bike community and doing mountain biking retreats in Andermatt. And Europe is just so amazing. I mean, especially Switzerland in summer, to be part of the Alps, to have that clean air away from the city and the hustle and the bustle. People can go hiking, they can go mountain biking. So if they want to live 2 or 3 months and have that sort of lifestyle in Europe, and then have you know a winter lifestyle, so call it 6 months of the year, and the rest of the 6 months that they rent it out. So I think that's more ideal for people that are wanting to live there, where the Radisson Blue is a good investment vehicle for guys to diversify their portfolio where it's managed for them.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And then Mark, just going through, I mean, there's also chalets. If you want to just, you know, from the
Exactly.
entry level
Yeah.
of 400,000 going up to the chalets, if you can give us a little bit of a input on that.
Yeah. So as you can see, our portfolio is very wide. So from the smallest studio for 400,000, we're also selling chalets, which go up to around 20 million, including the land. So we're really targeting like from the normal skier which has some money on the side who would like to invest, up to like the richest, like the richest 1%, and selling the chalets. And so we're really becoming a competition for these famous ski resorts like Stade or Zermatt or St. Moritz. We have exactly the same products as they have. Yes. So and there's also a demand for all the products.
Perfect. I mean, what is interesting, I mean, it's to have that diversification is absolutely amazing. But I was fortunate to have a meeting with the Swiss ambassador at the Swiss club in Cape Town this week on Tuesday. And for me as a South African, I'm like I said, there was a client that Mr. Sidler that just joined earlier on. But you know, my view on this and to our clients is not that we're selling and saying, listen, invest your money out of South Africa. Now we're saying invest and diversify into countries that you know that will be secure and safe. And the Swiss consulate was just saying that, you know, if you look at South Africa and where it was and where it is now, we are facing some uncharted water. And there's a lot of people that are looking just at diversifying, still living in South Africa, still having South Africa, especially in Cape Town, but having that opportunity to have something in Switzerland. And I mean, what's your views with regarding to, you know, the stability of the Swiss and the financial center and the secure legal environment and the currency? I mean, what's your thoughts with that, with being Swiss and the economy and politics?
Well, that's a very important point because everything what's going on with the US, with the European Union, I mean, there's no safer investment or a safer place to be than in the Swiss mountains, I would say. That's probably also because of this. Our mountains are full of bunkers, and the biggest IT companies and diamond dealers and gold dealers have are renting them and keeping their most precious items in there. So this is pretty much what you can do as well by buying property in the Swiss Alps. And
Yeah,
again, it's very close. I mean, I've been in Cape Town in November. It's door to door. It's a 13-hour trip.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
you have direct flights from Cape Town, Joburg to Zurich or to Milan. It's very convenient, and it's I would say it's something for the future. It's an investor. It's an investment for the future. If you have children, it's for them. And yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Nothing else similarly comes to my mind.
And I mean, also there is also investing in, there's no tax duty. So if I were to buy a property and something happens to me, touch wood, I'm fine for hopefully for the next 20, 30 years. But if
Exactly.
buy, which I am looking at buying a unit, I'm personally looking at buying a unit, investing it for my legacy of my family. Anything that happens to me, there's no death duty on it, which I like as well.
There's no inheritance tax in the canton of Uri, so no problem at all. This will just
Fantastic.
go into your kid's name, the property. Yeah.
And then if you look at, as we start wrapping up, if you look at the properties that you've sold all over the world, if you can just talk us through this and who's
Yeah.
been buying, and yeah,
Exactly. So another important point is, so I mean, with this graphic, you can see this is not a project which was created for foreigners. This is a project for everybody. It's very nice that we have around 60% of our buyers are Swiss. Expats living in Switzerland or Swiss citizens, because they just like the area, like they see the potential, and it's also a good sign when you see Swiss people investing in this project. Most of the foreigners are coming from the UK and Germany. We have some Italians due to proximity, and then in general, what you can say is around 80% of all the buyers of the foreigners are from the European Union. And then we have some small parts like Asia. We have some Chinese who are looking for investments everywhere. They like Andermatt as well, and Americans as well. Especially Trump gave us a big boost in sales, and as I said before, Africa is up and coming.
absolutely. And Mark, I mean, you know, one of the biggest elements, you know, which is exciting for us is that you know, the offer to our clients, if they were interested in buying an Andermatt, there was inclusion of the ski pass and golf course. Would that special still run for clients interested in buying?
Exactly. So if you're a golfer or a skier, We have different packages in the Gotthard residences. They're included. So if you buy a Gotthard residence, you can choose between like a couple of years as family ski passes or the golf membership for our golf clubs. And Andermatt, in terms of golf, we have 3 golf courses within 30 minutes driving distance.
So it's absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then if you look at who the developer is, like you said, Orascom Development Holdings, it's a world leading operator in developments. On they're developing not just in Switzerland but all over the world.
Exactly. It's the biggest developer in the world and operator of holiday resorts like this. Andermatt is the smallest one. Andermatt is also the owner, Sami Saviris. It's the richest family in Egypt. He's privately invested in our project around by 80%. So far we have invested around 1.1 billion Swiss francs in the development, and he invested around 800 million out of his own pocket. So
he's vested in the development, and that's a very vital point.
Yeah. Yes.
Perfect. Thanks thanks. I would like to thank Mark very much for his time. For everyone listening in, we are going to be doing 2 live events in April in Cape Town at the Swiss Club in Sea Point, which will be on the 25th of April. And then we will be also doing a talk, and Mark's flying all the way to Andermatt to present with me in Johannesburg. And we're very excited to be taking quite a few of our clients in 4 weeks to Andermatt. And I'm going to just put this out there, Mark. Hopefully we can still do it. But anyone that is interested in joining us at the end of March, thanks to Mark and the Andermatt team, our clients have got 5 nights at the Radisson Blue Hotel with ski pass absolutely for free. So there's one way to experience Andermatt, and that's actually coming through, experiencing it, and people will fall in love with it. So we're very excited and we're very proud to be associated with Andermatt and giving that opportunity for our clients to buy in this type of lifestyle. So I would like to thank you very much. And if there's any questions, Mark, was there anything from your side that you wanted to end up with?
No, I'm happy to take some questions.
Fantastic. So if anyone would like to ask any questions, put up your hand on the right-hand side. I'll open the floor through to you and we'll answer any questions that you may have. So if you've got any questions, put up your hand and I shall open it up. If you don't feel comfortable speaking on the mic or you don't have a microphone, you're more than welcome to drop me a message and I can get up on a call with you. Any other questions that you have. So I would like to thank you all for joining us this evening, and there will be a recording on this presentation. So I will send you a copy of the recording. So if there's anything that you would like to answer, you can always drop me a mail, get on the phone with me or Mark. So thanks very much for you joining us this evening, and we look forward to chatting to you soon. Thanks very much. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Ready for me in 4 weeks' time, eh?
Exactly. Everything is prepared, yeah.
Thanks, Mark, and thanks for everyone for joining us this evening.
Thanks, Tony. Bye-bye.
Bye.